Hi, it's Jackie Bushman. Welcome to Easton's Vital Zone. The hunt we're getting ready to look at is one of my hunts in Montana in early October. Let's go right to it. This is a hunt in like the first or second week of October. It's a few years back, and our tree stand is right on the edge of an alfalfa field, and these bucks are coming from the bedding area. And I got across this little slough right here in front of us, and you can just see the trail right in the middle of the slough. It's just really pronounced right there. And I'm just going to let this deer work his way to me. The wind is perfect. I don't have to worry about him smelling me, so I'm just going to let him come on. There's some other deer behind him, but this is definitely a shooter buck right here. He stops out there, and he's about 30 yards there, so I'm going to let him continuously walk. I'm going to draw back right there when he goes behind that little tree so I don't see his eyes. I got drawn back right there, and now I'm going to grunt and make him stop. Well, I got him stopped right there, and you can see where I'm putting my red pin at the lower 1/3 of the whitetail right there. If he doesn't jump the string and drop, it's a perfect shot, low in the vitals. But if he happens to jump the string and drop just a little bit, it's still a good shot, just a little higher in the vitals. Now let's look at the shot. This was about a 20-yard shot, a complete pass through, but let's do this. Let's put it in slow motion and see exactly where the arrow hits. You'll notice this arrow coming in from the right side right here, and this deer really didn't jump the string, but my shot was a little bit higher than where I was aiming. But let's do this. Let's go to Easton's 3D Vital Zone and see exactly where the arrow enters the vitals. You'll notice the arrow coming in from the right side right there, and as we look at it pretty close, this is probably just a little bit higher than the actual shot, but it went through the left lung with complete pass through the middle part of the right lung, and this was definitely a fatal shot. Couple of tips right there on this particular buck, folks. We saw these bucks coming from a long way. We went on and stood up in our tree stand. You know, a lot of times I like to stand up if I get the opportunity. Otherwise, I'll sit shooting down if the deer get on top of me. But I saw the deer coming, you know, from the bedding area, walking to the slough right there. So I went on and stood up, and I'm left-handed, so I had to kind of turn into the tree right there. So I saw the buck. He was going to hit the big trail right there across the creek. He stopped right there in front of me. I didn't want that shot. It was kind of quartering to me. It was about 30 yards. The wind was in our face pretty solid, so I knew he wasn't going to smell us. So I just let him come on and walk the trail. He got there around 20 yards. I grunted soft at him, and then I was fortunate to make a good shot. That right there, I mean, as you could tell, it went through both lungs. We were at a high angle right there, and the thing is, I watched the deer. He didn't go 50 yards, bedded up right there, and he was down for the count, 136-inch 10-point. But hopefully there's a few tips for you right there. As I said, we did our cutaways. We didn't have to go very far because he was right in front of us. And there's another buck, part of the Easton Vital Zone.